We're gonna be making kind of a pad thai today. I'm not sure how authentic it is. I've had lots of pad thais when I was in Thailand, etc. But I guess there are different ways to make it. The one unauthentic thing that we're doing is we're gonna be using egg noodles instead of rice noodles because both me and Zami actually prefer egg noodles. We're gonna be cooking another little session for Cooking for Gamers, which is essentially my little cooking show where my intention is to inspire you guys to eat a little bit healthier, maybe skip your takeaway and cook something at home. I also want to include a lot of veggies and kind of like hide them in the meals so that you guys, you know, you're fine with eating veggies and stuff because veggies are really good for you, chat, okay? But anyway, we're gonna be using egg noodles. We've got chicken, carrots, bean sprouts. I've got some, what is this called? Spetskål. I don't know what it's called, but anyway, it's a cabbage kale thingamabob. That's pointy. Then we've got leek. We got some cilantro. We've got some eggs as well. We're gonna be frying everything in eggs later. And then we've got some lime. To top it all off, we're gonna be finishing with chopped peanuts as well. For the pad thai sauce, they're saying fish sauce, oyster sauce, Chinese soy, garlic, water, lime. We're gonna skip the chili and a little bit of sugar. Might skip the sugar. Let's start by making the sauce actually. They're saying 300 grams of noodles. How much is this? 200. Whoa, that's a lot of, okay. All right, let's make the same batch that they're saying here. Let's get a little bowl. We're gonna have 1 tablespoon of fish sauce. This is gonna take forever. It's dripping so slow. We're supposed to use 1 tablespoon of fish sauce. Come on. 500 years later, chat. This must look really funny. Okay, there we go. Alaska, nu får det räcka. Oh my god, this is for the love of God. Are you serious, guys? Stop it, both of you. Okay, let me continue so with the sauce. We've got 1.5 tablespoon, I was gonna call it food spoon, of oyster sauce. Oyster sauce. 1.5 of these. That's 1. Okay, let's get some water in here. 3 of these with water. We have 1 already. I'll probably make it a bit more. Here we go. Okay, that's probably fine. And then we're gonna be adding 1/2 tablespoon with Chinese soy or mushroom soy. There we go. Boom. Okay, what else we got? We need 3 garlic cloves. Also need, wait, let me put these back. But know that for the sauce, I used oyster sauce, fish sauce, and Chinese mushroom soy. Oy, 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 oy. Everything's falling over. Next step, we're gonna get garlic cloves. We have juice from 1 lime. We have almost 1 lime because I used 1 slice of lime for my cooking yesterday. I made chanterelle soup. It was very tasty, by the way. Okay, let's chop, chop. Chop, chop. Okay, that was lime. They're saying sugar. I don't know about that though. But let's get the garlic. Let's get the garlic. Here are 3 garlic cloves. Garlic, 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 garlic. Here we go. Now we've got the sauce done. I actually skipped the sugar. They wanted sugar in it. I'm like, nah, how about no? Oh, here's more lime actually. I missed 1 slice of lime. Here we've got the sauce. Now we're gonna start chopping some vegetables. All right, let's put that aside. We need to chop some of the cabbage, grate some of the carrots. We've got a little grater here. Let's grate first. How many carrots should we use? We're 3 people, 3 portions. We'll start with 3 and then we'll see. Gotta be able to fit everything as well. All right, we're grating it on a medium-sized grater to get like, we still want some substance from the carrots, but we want them to be small so they mix everywhere in the dish. Let's put a plate here so we can actually stash our veggies somewhere. Easy to fill up your workplace otherwise, or whatever you call it. Workstation? Next carrot. Here we go. Wow, 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 wow. We're gonna have lots of other veggies as well, so let's leave it at 3 carrots. Carrots are done. Let's move on to the leek. What I usually do is I cut it off at the bottom first, get rid of the roots or whatever you call it. Then I want to clean this thing a little bit because they can actually have a lot of soil or dirt or whatever you call it on the inside here. So what I do is I cut it in 2, but not all the way through. Makes it easy to rinse in case there's any soil or gravel. This one looks very clean though, but it usually comes up here amongst the leaves. Look there. And then to make the chopping easy, let's cut all the way through now. Now we're cutting the other direction as well. Because then you don't have to do any chopping after this either. All right, we're saving half of it for next. Yep, we got some leek. Boom. Now we're gonna be working our cabbage, our pointy cabbage. I wonder if this is too much actually. Let me do this. Let me do this. Make sure easy chopping. I know a lot of people hate chopping things in the kitchen, but there are definitely easier ways to do it. Like for instance, if you cut off the top there, for instance, and then you take the top, you cut that into two. So you get one half here, one half there. And then you cut it into like this. And then if you keep cutting it along this side, you get perfect sizes. These are gonna shrink as well when you fry them. Nice. We got our cabbage chopped up. At least in these parts of the world, it's very, very cheap with cabbage, especially now when they're in season. That's why I really recommend using cabbage. They're super healthy, cheap, and you can usually hide them very well in dishes. Now, we've chopped all of our veggies here. These are going back into the fridge. We've got our sauce right here. We also have the bean sprouts, which we don't need to do anything with. We're gonna fry all these things and we're gonna boil the noodles. The noodles are really, really, really simple because you're only supposed to boil them for 5 minutes. You basically boil up some water, you put the noodles in for 5 minutes, and then you rinse them in cold water. Then we're gonna quickly stir fry them together with the pad thai and the sauce. Kind of a different angle than we usually have, but we're gonna have to deal with that. We've got a frying pan. Boom. We need somewhere to boil the noodles. Water for the noodles. We need some salt in the noodle water. Boom. We're gonna put the fan on very low because for now we don't need it. We're gonna start this one as well. We're gonna start frying the vegetables. Get some olive oil in here. We got the sauce. We got the noodles. Spatula thingy. Here we go. Getting all the veggies in here. Yum, 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 yum. All right, let's just leave them here to fry a little bit. Here are the veggies. They're currently frying. We got the sauce here. We're also gonna get the chicken over here as well. Kind of forgot to chop that, but you know, oopsies, streamer distracted. We're also waiting for the water for the noodles to boil. But yeah, now we gotta chop all the chickens. We're gonna use half of this. I'm gonna chop them pretty quickly so that I can get them over to you, chat, where you're sitting. Chicken has been chopped. The veggies are still frying. We could temporarily put them on another plate and just fry the chicken first before we mix them all together. These are not done frying though, so maybe we should just give them their time and fry fully. The water is boiling and we need to increase the fan. All right, we're gonna boil all of the noodles. We've got 200 grams of noodles. I hope that is enough for all of us, but we'll see, I guess. Might need to raise the fan a little bit more. Sorry for the noise. Forgot to lower the stove. It always boils over if you have it on the max one. Just put a wooden spoon across the pot. What? What do you mean? I don't have a wooden spoon. Never heard of that. That's an interesting thing. So many veggies. Jesus. Mountain of veggies. It's a lot more now that I'm cooking for 3 as well. All right, let's get some more olive oil. Time to get a wooden spoon spatula just to prevent it from boiling over. Or you just lower the temperature of it. All right, let's put this in the dishwasher. We're at 3 minutes with the noodles now. We got the noodles cooking, we've got the chicken frying, and veggies are over here for now, sitting, waiting until the chicken has been fully fried. Oh, and let's dish chat with my Stream Deck mobile. Hey! We also need to chop some of that coriander and also need to chop the peanuts, but we're gonna do that last when we get over here. Noodles are done. What? Wow, this thing was living its own life. All right, now we're gonna rinse them in cold water. I don't know why, but for some reason, if you rinse them in cold water, they don't stick to each other anymore. I guess it's like the starch or something that you're rinsing off. All right, here we got the noodles. Looks like this. We're still waiting for these to be done frying. I have no idea how we're gonna fit all of this. Maybe we should just do the stir fry thing in this pot. Let's do that actually. Boop, boop, boop. We're also gonna let's fry the bean sprouts together with the chicken. Okay, there we go. We're gonna start adding a little bit of the sauce. I can't fit everything now since this is so much food, but I'm gonna add some of the sauce here and some of the sauce here. We're gonna try stir fry all of this together. Need to get bigger pots for this. I'm sure you can wash up just one wooden spoon spatula every time you cook. I mean, sure, it's just that over time it breaks. You basically dry it up and eventually it cracks. I've seen it happen to my mom's spatulas because we accidentally washed hers in the dishwasher. She was very sad because she's like, I've had this wooden spoon for like 15 years and now all of a sudden it's just broken. I was like, sorry. It cracked, totally cracked. So, you know, you learn the hard way. Let's actually crack the eggs in here. I always find it so hard to cook for so many people. Like, I don't know, 2 is like maximum. It's easy to cook for 1. 2 is harder because like I don't have anything big enough to fit everything in. You need to have bigger pots and stuff. All right, let's actually move this in here because I think that the other way around is not really gonna work. Oops, I think I dropped some on the side. Whoops, what a mess. Yeah, I know, it's such a mess. Cooking for so many people. You can try put it in the other one. It's gonna be overflown though. Yep, overflown. Oh, wait, I need to get something else to stir with other than this. Let me get maybe one of these. Whoop. It's hard to like mix everything because the noodles and everything always stick a bit. And when you don't have any space to move around. All right. Basically done, chat. Now we're gonna move you guys back over here. Here's the food, it's been stir fried. We're also gonna chop the peanuts and some cilantro, and then we're gonna serve it all together. Boom, 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 boom. What, you cook so fast? It will take like 2 hours to do something like that? What? No, the idea with these videos is actually that it's supposed to be super duper mega fast to cook them. If you're interested, you can always check out my other videos. Now we're chopping some peanuts. Oop. You want to chop them to a pretty small size, I would say. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Here we go. We've got that. We also need to chop some cilantro, but let's start by serving some of this first. Boom, 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 boom. We're gonna try to get this over here without spilling too much. Whoop, whoop. Feels like quite a lot of food, this. Okay, now we're gonna get this, and then we're gonna get the cilantro. There we go. Oh, we still need to chop the cilantro. The good thing about cilantro is that you can use everything, the stem and the leaves and everything. Everything tastes really well, unless you have the gene that makes you taste soap. All right, there we go. This is the final result. This one is a big, big portion. I would, you know, this is my portion. More reasonable. Yummy. All right, let's eat, chat. I am ready to eat. So now we're gonna give this a try, see if it's any good or if it's a poop pad thai. Hopefully not. Got lots of noodles. Nice. Very, very nice. Can you walk us through the dish? What do you mean, Spooter? I literally walked you through it by cooking on stream. Okay, the cilantro honestly makes this dish, in my opinion. I'm a big fan of cilantro. So I would rate this dish 8 out of 10, mostly because I would want some better noodles. These noodles aren't the best. They're okay quality, but not wow. I kind of want proper, more firm noodles, kind of. But it's a very, very tasty recipe. Anyway, to put the ending on my YouTube video as well. The dish was super duper mega tasty. I think that you guys would like it. It's simple to make, and you know, you can vary the vegetables, you can vary the meat, you can use, I don't know, you can even make it like vegetarian or vegan or whatever. Swap it with some tofu or something. But if you did like the video, please have a look at my second video or my previous videos as well. There's gonna be a recommended up here, and you can also subscribe over here. Other than that, I will see you in the next video, okay? Thank you so much for watching, guys. Mwah!